Hi, I'm Rene Oswald, author of Transitioning to Living Cuisine, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm going to be preparing sauerkraut from the Transitioning to Living Cuisine book, and this is a level 7 recipe, so you can go to page 268 of the book to follow along with me. Sauerkraut is a wonderful food for digestive health. It's been around for thousands of years. And in the old days, they used to make sauerkraut for the sailors thousands of years, hundreds of years ago, to help prevent scurvy, because they found that when when cabbage ferments, the vitamin C content increases dramatically. And so that's a benefit of sauerkraut. And this is called supersonic sauerkraut because you can make 2 gallons of sauerkraut in about 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. The first thing you want to do is wash anything that you're going to be using, your pans, your crock, the food processor, all your items, with either food grade hydrogen peroxide or white vinegar. So you just spray this on all your items, let it sit for about 2 minutes while you're gathering up all your ingredients, and then rinse all your containers and appliances. And so for today, we're going to be using the food processor and the Vitamix, which is a high-power blender. You can use any high-power blender. Those are the 2 appliances that we're going to be using. Okay, I have gone ahead and chopped up 2 large heads of cabbage to show you how fast that is. This took me 12 minutes. I timed myself. 12 minutes to chop all this cabbage. And I didn't want to bore you with 12 minutes of chopping that, so I did that ahead of time, and I'm just going to show you with this cabbage how to do this. So you start off with your Vitamix, with your blender, and you put your water, about 2 cups of water, in your blender, and then you add a few dates. The dates are the sweetener that helps the sauerkraut, it feeds the sauerkraut, it feeds the fermentation process. So you put those in there, and then you can use Body Ecology is a good starter that has all the essential the essential bacteria to get the sauerkraut going. You can use that, and you can find that on my website, the link for that. Or you can just use some of the sauerkraut juice that you have from your previous batch, or 2 cups of sauerkraut from your previous batch. You can put that in there. So that's all you do. Whip that up till your dates are blended, liquefied, and that only takes about 10 seconds. Start on low and turn it up. And you let that sit while you're chopping your cabbage. Okay, and then to chop your cabbage, you can either use your S-blade if you like it real fine, or you can use a shredding blade. Either one works fine. I chopped all this with my S-blade, but I'm going to show you both ways. You start off by removing about the first 2 leaves on the top of the cabbage, and you can use red cabbage or green cabbage. I used both. You can use a combination of the 2 or just one. Use a nice sharp knife. If the outside leaf is a little wilty, just remove another leaf. And just throw that in your food processor. Or if you like, you can make a combination of shredded and chopped to give you 2 different textures. And I'm going to show you, that's the texture. Real fine texture if you chop it with your S-blade. And then if you use the shredding blade, just put that on top, and every food processor's a little different. I like the KitchenAid because you can purchase this large feeding tube top. It's about $10 extra for this larger feeding tube, and it's really nice for the food for the sauerkraut because you can put large pieces of cabbage in there. See how big you can put those? And this takes a little longer when you use the shredding blade than it does with the S blade, but it just depends on what texture you're looking for. If you like the larger size, like this, see this isn't shredded as fine as the S blade shreds it. Okay. Your goal is with 2 gallons, if you're making 2 gallons, you might as well make 2 gallons because this sauerkraut will last in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 months. So you might as well make a lot of it at one time if you have the space. It takes about a week to anywhere between 1 and 3 weeks for it to ferment, and you'll know when it's done by tasting it. And everybody likes it fermented at a different time. So I always suggest trying the sauerkraut after about 5 or 6 days and see if it's the way you like it. Okay. I'm going to use the S blade for the rest of this. It really is fast. So you see I just chopped 1 head of cabbage in no time, even while I'm talking. Okay, then you have that all done. You can pour your starter over it. I'm going to bring this over here. I think I'm finished on the chopping block. You pour your starter. See, your goal is to fill a bowl, a large bowl. Pretty full. Now this is my largest bowl, and sometimes I make a little too much, and I'll show you what I do in that case. If I make more than I can fit in my 2-gallon crock. Got foamy. And now to give you more juice, because you want about a 1/2 inch of juice on the top of your crock. It has to stay under water, under the juice, in order for it to ferment. If it's too dry, it won't ferment.